Hello dear students, welcome. Today we are going to discuss about the module 2 session method of teaching, and in which a new method we have to discuss today. Its name is role play method. So what is role play method? What is the importance of role play method? The significance and also advantages, disadvantages of this method are discussed today. So welcome on role play method. So role play method, as the name indicate, which involves a technique that allows the student to explore realistic situations by interacting with other people in a managed way in order to develop experience and trial different strategies in a supported environment. Now, in the modern days, we all are focused on the constructivistic ideology where students are going to construct their own knowledge. So, here it is the best method which inculcate the constructivism. Since this method is actually in the period of 9010, and its importance or it come into exist as in the case of 1913, depending upon the intention of the activity, participants may be play a role. So different roles are allocated in this method for the student so that they can practice and play their own roles. It is the peculiarity or the speciality of this role play method. So moving on to a picture on the screen, you can see that there are four students and a teacher. Both of them or every one of them is actually playing a certain role in the classroom. So by playing this role, the student and also the teacher mingled together to form a wonderful experience in the classroom, which gives the enjoyment learning for them. So this is the peculiarity of this method. So you can see here that this method, role-play method of teaching, was found by Dr. J.L. Moreno, designed the first renowned role in playing technique in 1910. However, it did not become widely known or used until he moved from Vienna, Austria, to the United States in the 1930s. So it is the oldest method of teaching, as in the case of the starting of 90s. So it has a particular importance that is getting to exist in 1930s itself when Moreno moving to United States of America. So role playing is a technique used in the learning process, provide participation and involvement in the learning process. So role play which give you the most wonderful experience in the field of education, in the field of learning. Roleplay is an educational technique in which people spontaneously act out problems of human relations and analyze the enactment with the help of other role players and observers. So you can see that the different kind of people, they are going to together to perform a particular act, as in the case of educational field, as in the case of teaching field, as in the case of learning field. So that is the peculiarity or that is the speciality of this wonderful technique. So moving on to the next slide, we can see that role playing is an effective when the topic involves a person to person communication or interaction, and also roleplay can allow everyone to participate. This is also a wonderful peculiarity because, as in the case of old techniques that is used as in the case of teaching, in which the teacher is the author and or teacher is the one of the power in the classroom where the students able to hear them passively. As in the case of role play, this concept is entirely reversed. Here, the both the teacher and the student become the participant. So, active learning is happened as in the case of role play method. Okay. So, I would like to invite your attention to this particular slide. Here you can see that there is a wonderful quote by Confucius. I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, and I understand. So here the students are able to inculcate what the role they actually play in that role play technique, and they are able to behave in particular way as the role what is uh, give to him. So that is the wonderful peculiarity of this method, and most of the teachers, most of the educators use it to support this kind of method of teaching in the classroom technique, so that they are actively participating in the learning environment that is given by our wonderful educationist, psychologist, wonderful thoughter, wonderful philosopher, etc. So we can next move to the steps of role play method. So actually, the steps we are going to discuss that the first area in the case of a role play technique is to select a particular problem for the acting. Okay. After that, we should construct the role play situation. Then, so on that role play situation, we are able to cast the players who do the leading role, who do the support role. Okay, how many characters are actually we need? These kind of things are used here. The next is briefing. By initial or giving initial support to the role players, they should brief a particular situation based on that problem. Next, the wonderful or the important stage, that is role play action. Here each players or each a character is enabled to play the situation as in the case of classroom. And finally, we are moving to discussion and analysis about that particular topic or role play. Okay, the characters, the use of languages, use of enactment, use of actions by different plays. So that is the steps. And then next we are moving to benefits of role playing. While doing a particular topic or a particular problem, as in the case of a role play technique, what are the benefit they get? First one, it motivates and engages the student. Okay, actually some of the students are bored about this passive learning. By giving the action to them, they will be able to actively participate in the learning process. That is the one of the best benefit as in the case of role play technique. Then it enhances current teaching strategies. That is also another beneficial based on this method of teaching. Next, it provide real world scenarios to help the student to learn. Yes, that problem or the problematic situation enables them to learn that particular topic. Learn skills used in the real world situations: negotiation, debate, teamwork, cooperation, persuasion. These kind of skills are automatically developed as in the case of students. So it is one of the benefit of role playing. And finally, it provides opportunities for critical observation of the peers. So while analyzing a particular problem, as in the case of role play, the student are go deeply to analyze that particular situation, and they themselves find the solution for that particular problem in their own way. So the divergent thinking uh, also develop in this process. And for any action, there is an equal and opposite reaction by the Newton's third law. So likewise, for every method of teaching, there is both the benefit and also disadvantages. Okay, so we can see some of the disadvantages of this method, role play method. One of the disadvantages is that it may not go according to plan. So it is the teamwork. So, as in the case of teamwork, one particular thing or one particular character, as in the case of role play method, is missing, that will affect the entire play. That is one of the disadvantages of this method. And also, we can see that student may be skeptical about it. Okay, some students are nervous while acting in a particular stage by giving their own dialogues and actions. So that is some of the problem, but it can be changed by training them. Okay, then what works for the one group may not be work for the another. That is also a problem. We can see that every time that particular success may not be there. Okay, it may have the changes according to the time and consideration. So these are the disadvantages of role play. So that is all about this teaching in this particular area. So thank you so much. I think it is clear for you. We can meet the next method of teaching in the next class. Thank you all. Thank you so much.